Alright guys, welcome to today's video. As I told you at the end of the last video, the R34 is back from paint. And I'm about to see it for the first time and I could not be more excited. Probably the worst color to look at in this type of lighting.
You gotta go outside. That's amazing. The sun.
Does it?
Yeah, that's nuts.
I'm excited. I'm not going to go into full detail as to why. I'm not very happy with the paint job. It was not done by one of my local usual guys that I go to, as I did say. I just want to be totally transparent that it wasn't anything that they messed up. But I was very, very bummed just because there was a lot of dirt in the clear. And thankfully, Alberto reminded me that I have this piece that covers up a lot of the imperfections on the radiator support, because that was going to drive me nuts. But I mean, it looks better than it did before, so I just have to be happy. But I'm trying to have such a high attention to detail and be such a perfectionist with this build that it's gonna be really, really hard for me. It's the littlest things are gonna drive me nuts. Pretty much all your guys' orders from last week's little drop are now en route to you guys, and I just want to be super appreciative of that. We've got a bunch of the cool new stuff coming out your guys' way, the masks, the pink hoodies. We have an archway of track hats that are going out today. And since we pretty much sold out of those masks like overnight, we're doing another small drop with those and 2 other new pieces. So we've got the masks this time in a little different colorway. We did the pink to match all the other merch. I thought it'd be a cool little different thing to do. And then we did a small run with the Shogun embroidered logo on some dad hats and some hoodies. These are the same hoodies as the other ones, super soft. I wanted to do a different color because in the past we've only done pink and black. So I thought the burgundy was kind of cool. But that stuff's live now. As I mentioned before, if you get 2 of any of the new stuff discussed in this video, we'll hook you guys up with extra stickers. And I'm always super appreciative of the support. What I didn't really mention when we got the car back from paint, just because it was definitely a shock to all of us, and I was trying to maintain being upset. The whole entire car is covered in overspray, and Matt was able to get a little bit of it off with clay, but it seems like the whole car is going to need to be repolished, which is a super bummer after it had such a nice coating and like a perfect correction. That to have it messed up is just a mega bummer. We'll get it back, but it was definitely not the most stoked thing to see. And yeah, but on top of that, the subframe was painted, and we're removing it anyway because I'm gonna go get it powder coated. But it's kind of funny, I've got a Midnight Purple 3 subframe now. This build is definitely scope creeping. Everywhere I look, it's like I'm messaging Terra Firma like, yo, can you get me new boots for this, or new clips for this, or new tie rods? And now I'm looking at the rack and it's a little leaky, so I'm gonna see if I can get Bink to rebuild this one and make it all pretty like he does on all the drift cars. But just everywhere I look, it's just like, oh, I gotta do that, oh, I gotta do that. To where, I don't know, it's gonna be fun and different, but it's gonna be time consuming for sure. Alberto's finishing up pulling the subframe, and I started pulling apart the front bumper so I could take all this mesh that's kind of gotten a little bit rusty. It's kind of hard to see in camera because the camera doesn't want to focus, but you can kind of see it through the bumper, so I'm going to Scotch-Brite it up, spray some new black on it, and refresh it. And then I also have a set of new emblems as well to freshen up all the badges on the car.
This is not the final bolt add-on.
I know it's not the final bolt, Alberto. I was going to make a joke, but you took it right out of my mouth. Dude, look at these sick painted brackets, bro. That's some spicy stuff right here.
Sweet compressor audio effect.
Alberto, wrong side, wrong side.
But I thought you told me to remove the soft.
Wrong one, bro.
I'll try to put the thing.
Ha, ha, ha.
Actually, I just put that so the car is so light right now, I could literally lift it by hand. It's like, ooh.
Really?
Yeah, I'll just put that there. So the
Can you show me?
like, oh no, not right now. It's like, well, you really want me to show you? What if it falls on camera?
No, let's not do that.
Yeah, no, I'm not responsible for this guy. Too much money. Oh, that's actually pretty heavy.
I got the front. We'll go bring it over by the door. You got it?
Yeah.
That's a big subframe. Thankfully, we have a really good relationship with a local powder coater, so we're gonna go drop this off. He's actually got a lot of the brackets already done for us, but this thing is just gonna get OEM satin black, just to look nice and fresh. It'd be a shame taking off all that purple, but.
Man, I like purple.
I know you do. So we can't start assembling stuff because we don't have the hardware back from Zinc yet, but this is our first box of powder coated pieces, and this satin black came out perfect. Looks super OEM, and now everything looks brand new. Check it out.
Whoa.
Came out super nice. All these pieces. Even the horns. I didn't know that he was going to be able to do the horns. I guess the horns, wait, maybe he didn't do the horns actually. Or maybe he just did the little brackets. What?
Put it on a little OEM back and stuff. OEM, it looks so good.
Dude, look at this, Alberto.
Nice.
So good.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah, it is. I think this is this was a bumper bracket, right, Alberto? This looks like brand new. That's awesome.
This looks like OEM Subframe black.
No, that's what I told him to match. Just like
Yeah, it does.
not too shiny, but
Yeah, that matches right up.
I'm pumped on this. The very last aero pieces for the E36 have finally arrived. I think I've told you guys in videos before that I ordered a new hood for the E36, and that's why I felt okay cutting the hole for the hood dump. So now we have a new trunk and a new hood, and we're about to open them up. I think because this is made to order, it kind of made me extra excited just because I've been waiting for so long, that like the anticipation makes it that much worthwhile versus if I just ordered it and got instant gratification. Woo! I'm pumped. Not only do the GTR style vents look cool, but I think they should help us with some of the heat dissipation. So this is a carbon fiber hood from DTM Fiberworks. I think I ordered it maybe 2 or 3 months ago, and I'm excited to see what it looks like on the car. I hope it looks cool. I usually hate black hoods or carbon fiber hoods because I think they look tacky. So there's a good chance this will get painted and just the vents will stay exposed, but for now we don't have time to paint it, so it's gonna stay exposed for a bit. Oh, it looks good already. Ooh. What's in it? The plastic piece. It looks pretty cool for a race car. I do like the style of the hood though. I do have great news as well. The package that I've been waiting on from Dominator Motorsports Australia is a Barra main cap girdle. It should give a lot more rigidity to the engine. I believe they just came out with this, along with some new studs. And in the bottom of this box there's some titanium retainers. So this stuff can go to the machine shop, and now the Barra can get finished up. So hopefully we'll have this back early next week. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it, but I did get a CSL trunk for the E36 as well. From DTM Fiberworks, I got a carbon fiber trunk, mostly for weight purposes. I might end up painting it yet again. I don't know how I feel about carbon fiber trunks. I've always had mixed opinions about them. But I did just realize this blue piece for my trunk is gonna get reused, so it'll be kind of cool with a little bit of touch of blue. So me and Jan are about to pull this thing off and mock up the new one and see how it looks. All right, she's coming off. That thing's heavy, bro. Yeah. We're in a station. I'd be so pumped if we were underneath 2,600 pounds. On an arm wrestle? Oh, these bolts are not correct. Man, this looks like some straight Fast and Furious stuff right here. I don't think it looks too bad. This like lip on the bottom of the bumper is what kind of ruins it. I feel like I need a style like Alberto that's just like the stock bumper with the diffuser. But I think with that blue piece on there especially, get a little bit of blue, bring it all together. That's the spice right there, bro. Sugar and spice, boy, this thing's looking nice. Yeah. Whew. I've been kind of hesitant to put stickers or livery on this car just because it is kind of a practice car, but since I am doing the clutch kickers comps with it, and since FD kind of isn't happening until super late in the year, I did decide to put some stickers on it to support the people that have supported me with this car and kind of treat it as like a pretend FD car. You notice we started doing all the graphics on the side skirts in the lower area, and we're gonna play around with some graphics in this area later tonight. But that'll be in tomorrow's video. I got the mesh all painted nice and black, and I can put this back in the bumper now. And I got one special surprise for you guys. You guys might remember when I first got the R34, I was talking about how I wanted to get different emblems. And there were these super rare gold ones that I knew were for sale, but they costed a small fortune. Nonetheless, because I'm going above and beyond with this build in every way, shape, and form, I did wind up pulling the trigger and got a full set of the very rare gold emblems for this car. They are used, but they're in good condition. So I'm gonna swap this so that way when I put that front mesh in, it'll have the updated logo. All right, so I got her in there, I had to center her up. It's hard to tell, but the way that the gold contrasts with the color looks pretty rad. I'm hyped for sure. I'm gonna finish putting all the chicken wire in. Get the bumper looking a little fresher. Also, one cool idea I had with the new merch that dropped today, in one lucky random order over $100, I am gonna throw in the GTR emblem that I just took off this car. So I thought it'd be a cool thing to do rather than this just going on my shelf. If one of you guys wanna have the actual emblem off my R34 GTR, this will just go to one random order that's over $100. There's just so much information about the R34 that it's kind of hard to cover it all in one video. So I've just been kind of giving you guys tidbits here and there to keep you in the loop and keep you up to date. So this right here looks like a hodgepodge of oil pan goodies. So this is an extended pan that I got from Tommy. I'm not sure that I'm gonna use it, but the secret and the sauce and the specialness of this pan is this junk right here. So this pan came with 411 gears, and the R34 comes stock with really, really long gearing. So one thing that you can do that helps with turbo lag and helps keep the car way more fun is you go do 411 gears in the rear and the front, and it makes the car have really short gearing to where you just live in the high RPM. There's a very famous old video of the Mines GTR. I think it was either at Ebisu or Tsukuba Circuit, and everyone thought that car had like a bajillion horsepower because the way that it was always in the power bands, like me, me, me. It just sounded absurdly fast in the way that it revved up. But I guess the main secret of it was just the 411 gears, and that's what really makes these cars come to life. And you know, maybe it won't be the best highway cruiser, but I think it'll be a lot of fun to have this car just live at the highest RPM we possibly can squeeze out of it, because that's when it's gonna make power. All right, so this is a pretty big discussion because I don't think I've talked at all in any of the videos about the turbo choice that we're gonna be going with on this build. So what we have here in front of me are two HKS 2530s. And that Mines car that I mentioned, as well as most of the response-based R32s, R33s, R34s, tend to go with the HKS 2530s because it's responsive, and they make somewhere around the high 500s for horsepower. Me being me and having a good relationship with Garrett and liking modern technology, I've been kind of going with an OEM plus type route with this build, but like OEM plus with a dash of race car. So originally the plan was to take these turbos and send them out to get machined to accept Garrett GTX 2860 Gen 2 cores. For whatever reason, it's a very popular thing to do, and it's known to make a little bit more power and be a little bit more efficient, spool better because of the newer turbo technology versus these old prehistoric pieces of junk. I say piece of junk, but they'd still be pretty good. So what I'm going to be doing for the build, right here, I have two Garrett Gen 2 2860s. Now, like I said, I originally planned on having these cores machined to accept the HKS housings, not so much for the cool HKS logo, but just because apparently all that was offered for a while were Garrett's Gen 1 GTX 2860s, and you know, the Gen 2 is better, so you could get the Gen 2s machined into the HKS housings and make it all work as a bolt-on affair. Andrew from Motive DVD has a great video explaining the differences between twin and single. There's pretty much no benefit of going twin over single. I'm doing it because I think it's cool, it's different compared to all the builds that we've done, and it kind of keeps a little bit of its GTR heart by going in this route. So these turbos are from ATP, and they've come out with them as a bolt-on solution, and they claim that they'll make upwards of 900 horsepower. I don't know if that's rated at crank or if that's wheel horsepower, but from my experience with these turbos, on my SR when I had the 2860, it had amazing response, and it made around the low 400s, I think 420 at the high 20s, low 30s, before it started becoming inefficient. So I don't know a lot about twin turbos or technology-wise, if I can just double that number or if there's you know, a loss because of restrictions or what, but I am pretty confident that with this setup, we will make somewhere in the mid 600s, and I'm hoping we can just touch the surface of 700 even if we have to dial it back. Now, for whatever reason, the 2860s have a really bad reputation with being laggy on the RB26, especially in a 2.6 liter form. But I really think that reason is because people were using the old 2860s versus the new Gen 2s, or frankly, just didn't have a good setup or maybe didn't have a good tune. So there's virtually zero data that I can find online with these bolt-on Gen 2 2860 Garretts. So I'm doing this kind of for you guys, kind of for myself, kind of for everyone else out there. I want to see how much power these will make if we can get rid of as many restrictions as we possibly can, and see if it's going to be fun. I think high 600s with the GTR is going to be awesome. It's going to be a blast. And I think if there is any sort of lag, the VCAM should help minimize that. Now, a lot of people are so focused on getting boosts super fast with these engines, and they want to be at full boost at 3 grand, 4 grand, whatever. But the thing is, the RB is designed to live at higher RPM, right? It's solid lifter, it's not hydraulic lifter. Everything about the engine, even stock rev limit, I think is like 8,500 or something wild. So I'm hoping the setup will make a bit more peak power and not just torque surge like all my baby turbo cars. So if it is a little laggy, or I should say if the boost threshold's a little bit higher, that's okay, because with the 411s, we're gonna live in that higher RPM range, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's definitely gonna be a pain. Serviceability is gonna be very bad. If we have to change anything or fix anything, the engine will pretty much have to come out. So I'm saying this now, this will probably be only V1 of the Skyline. I'm sure at some point this thing's gonna end up going stroker with a big single, but I really wanna experience what it's like with twins. Do you have input? What?
You want a cookie?
A cookie? I'll take a cookie. What? Alberto, do you want to come behind the stage and talk about the twin turbo setup with me? What do you think?
I don't know much about the data or why you're choosing which over the other one. Obviously now with Garrett you can't really go wrong. I do like that these have like bigger ports or whatever, but we can always modify these to match those as well.
Yep. We're going to be doing some porting. That'll probably be in the next video. We're going to use stock manifolds and port those. We're going to port whatever we can on the turbos, smoothen some stuff out, and try to milk every bit of power we can out of them. But I'm excited. I hope it works well.
Now, the one thing you said there's no data on this. We can probably collect a couple data points to see, like, I don't know, back pressure, IATs, EGTs, and such, to see what are the things that are peaking and holding you from making more power with this setup. Yeah,
I know a big part of the restriction usually ends up being the exhaust with the higher horsepower GTRs. So another thing too, a big reveal of parts, we're gonna be doing a 4-inch titanium exhaust on this car, the biggest one we've done yet. So there should be no restrictions on that side, but the question is, are the actual exhaust housings gonna limit us because they're so tiny? Hopefully we'll get, good spool out of it, but
that's hilarious going from like this to 4-inch.
Yeah, because we're talking like minimal differences. And I will show you too, if you do compare these, on the actual Garrett, the exhaust wheel is a bit bigger. I don't know how much you guys will be able to tell on that. And it does appear as if the compressor wheel is a little bit bigger too.
This is my cookie molded version of the wheel. Look, it's about the same size, see? Wait.
It's really hard to do this. It's like, you ever do makeup in a mirror?
Wait, hold it, there you go, the right size.
So I'm excited. It's gonna be a little bit different. I know that everyone's gonna link me to that video of Andrew comparing twins to singles, but I want to try it. I want to experiment with it. I think that they're gonna make good power, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a little bit different, and I hope you guys are excited too. So I'm gonna end the video here. If you have any questions or anything you want me to highlight, I'm happy to. Although I will say, like, I'm still learning a lot of this stuff about the RB26. I know my RB25 stuff, but I don't know, it's cool. It's a little bit different. I'm excited to rev high, and there's definitely a lot more exciting stuff that I'll be able to reveal with you guys over the next couple videos, and I hope you're excited too.
Wait, don't end the video.
I had a feeling that's what you're going to get. Dude, even if I had a 3.2, I still would never put a turbo that big on this thing.
Then put up 3.3.
A 3.3?
Yeah.
A 3.4?
You ever heard of a 3.3?
Yikes.
The turbo is bigger on your head.
It literally is. Look. That's a 2,000 horsepower turbo.
Wow. Wait.
It could eat it. That's hilarious.
You could literally put the whole turbo on just the inlet of this guy.
You're not
I think
wrong.
it literally would fit. Yes.
We're going on a tangent. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you soon.